Have you ever imagined the ocean rising so high that it just devastates whole towns overnight? That's exactly what happened during the 1953 North Sea flood, one of the most deadly natural disasters in modern European history. The flood wasn't caused by rain or melting snow. It came from the sea itself. On the night of January 31st into February 1st, a massive storm hit the Northern Sea. A deep low pressure system moved over the area, while strong high pressure sat over Europe. This contrast created a really dangerous set of powerful winds coming from the northwest. These winds pushed a wall of water down into the southern part of the Northern Sea that wasn't supposed to be there, and when it hit spring tide, so there was just so much water on top of already the peak of the water, right? And basically, the surge became unstoppable. Waves reached over 18 feet high in some places and crashed over sea walls that just couldn't hold them back. The flood hit coastal parts of the Netherlands, England, and Belgium, and Netherlands were hit definitely the hardest, especially in the Zeeland province, because so much of that land is below sea level. In my opinion, just don't build stuff below sea level, but that's hard to do. It's definitely not feasible. But anyways, in total, around 2,500 people lost their lives, most of them in the Netherlands, and over 100,000 people had to evacuate, and entire villages were underwater. It took weeks for even the water to drain completely. But thank God this kind of occurrence only happens like once every 100 years, or every few hundred years, I should say. But because of climate change and rising sea levels, these events could happen a lot more regularly, and we have to like factor them in, even though that they like haven't happened, right? We have to like future sight it, which sounds silly, but the damage was massive. Farmland was destroyed, crops and livestock just evaporated out of existence, and thousands of homes were just gone. In England, roads and railways and power lines were wrecked, cutting off whole communities. Total cost was in the billions. If you convert to today's money, and then salt water got into freshwater supplies and soil, making it hard to grow food even after the water was gone. It wasn't just physical damage. This changed how people thought about the sea. After the flood, the Netherlands completely rethought its flood defense. They built the Delta Works, one of the biggest engineering projects in the world. It's a system of dams, barriers, and levees designed to keep seawater out during storms. The UK also built the Damas Barrier in London to stop future surges from flooding the city. Better weather forecasting warning systems and stricter building laws all came from this disaster. But now flood drills and coastal planning are a normal part in these areas. Anyways, but the 1953 North Sea flood just showed how nature can be and how quickly things change. Even, I should say, how much more quickly things are changing with the trajectory that we're going with global warming and whatnot. These common occurrences just happen so much more and more frequently that we might not be able to um learn from trends, but we have to predict them before they even come out, like just outlandish stuff and stop stuff from even happening, which sounds unfeasible. But every wall, gate, and barrier built since then is a proof that people can learn from this tragedy. But we can't afford to forget it. Thank you everyone for listening to my presentation and some sources that I would like to cite. The Met Office UK, The Great Storm Flood of 1953, and Delta Works, The Flood of 1953, and the NOAA, NOAA, The North Sea Flood of 1953. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a good night. Or I'll have a good night.